Hey everyone, welcome to the Management Friday segment of the Passive Income Through Multifamily Real Estate podcast. I'm your co-host, Kyle Mitchell, also joined by Gary Lipsky. This segment is focused on educating operators, building better systems, and becoming a best-in-class operator. Since we're also live on Facebook right now, make sure to type in any questions you have in the comment section below. Also, be sure to check out our Facebook group, Passive Income Through Multifamily Real Estate. All right, today on the show we have Fritz Ritter. How you doing, Fritz?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
All right, if you can start by telling the listeners a little bit more about yourself and what you currently do.
Sure. So my name's Fritz. I'm 26. I currently work on my team, Kronos. I oversee the broker outreach and operations. I've been in real estate for about 3.5 years now. My first purchase being a fourplex followed by a flip, and really those two investments are the main reason I went into multifamily. But yeah, it's a little bit about me, my background.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Fritz. We're going to talk about, do you really know your tenants? What info are you seeking to get to know your tenants, and how will it benefit you?
So what we do is we look for jobs, the average age, family size. We try to understand what their hobbies are, what they look for in an apartment. We do this in a zip code and not just a specific like state or city. And really what this does is helps us build a profile for our ideal customer, right, which is our tenants.
Nice. And you have this thing called SEOTA, Strategic Evaluation of a Target Area, right?
Yeah, it's called the SEOTA process, and I didn't coin that. It's actually from my friend Brian Chavis, but it's the strategic evaluation of a target area. And what we do is we just kind of really go into the demographics and the psychographics of the tenants in those areas. We get this, from various sources online, and just really kind of build up that profile and get as much information as we can. And this helps us build a business plan.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was really impressed by that tool. What tools are you using actually to source this information?
So we look on citydata.com, bestplaces.net. We also go on like Google Maps and realize the retail in the area so we can understand their buying habits. And this information will kind of give you like what their jobs are like, the household size, what percentage are married, what percentage are married with kids, what percentage are single with kids, and so forth. And so you can really kind of understand the average household size. And this can all play into a part of who's going to be renting from you and what type of property really you should be looking at.
And then do you use this information to provide the amenities they prefer? And what does that look like? Give me like an example.
Yeah, so we do use this information to kind of build the business plan for the amenities. Let's say the average age is 35 and most of these people are married with kids. So you may want to think when you're looking at two different things to put in, maybe a dog park or a playground, you're going to say, okay, well, let's put in a playground. Most of these people have kids. If you're in a zip code where the average age is 27 and they're single with no kids, you can probably see that trends are like, okay, most single people have pets. So, to keep them company. So they may, a dog park or something like that might be a good amenity to add, or even a fitness center because they may be trying to get in shape to find somebody to move in with them, right? So those are some things that we use that information for. Another thing is like the jobs. Let's say 45% in that zip code are nurses. These are really kind of like blue collar type of working people, may not want the most extreme amenities. So we can kind of give them affordable apartments, not put a ton of expensive stuff in there. But, we may want to furnish this because nurses are kind of transient. So if we can furnish it, that also adds value to them while helping our bottom line.
Yeah, I really like that. Does this play into renewals at all as well?
I would say so, because the better you can understand the lifestyle of your prospect tenant, the better you're going to be able to serve them. You want to really understand them and know what they want before they ask. I think it'll definitely play into renewals.
And I'm going to pass it over to Kyle to bring us home.
All right, great. Fritz, what is your asset management superpower?
I guess my superpower, I would say, is implementing systems and building systems. I'm a huge fan of eMyth, and I just love building that into our strategy when constructing business plans and working with third-party management teams.
Do you have any tips on how to best build systems? It's always difficult to build them and then follow up with them and keep them going. What have been some things that have maybe led to success in that area?
So for me, I like to picture it as a conveyor belt, right? Like somebody builds this and they put it back on, it goes to the next person. So a lot of times I like to do it personally, like once you build it, go through it one time and just understand where the kinks are and stuff like that. And then it's really just kind of tweaking. So you know what your final product's going to be, and you know what has to be done. So just building those steps by steps and really kind of documenting the process along the way, for the lack of a better word, to make it kind of stupid proof. Just give everybody everything that they need to do the job at hand, and just making sure that, like, hey, this is exactly what they need to get that whatever you're after in the system.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned tweaking, because it's not building a system and then letting it go and leaving it alone, right? You're always adding to it. You're looking at the trends, and that's why you build the system, so you can look at those trends and continually improve going forward.
Yeah,
All right,
that's been super helpful for me. Getting
Awesome.
feedback too from people doing it.
Yep, exactly. All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show, talking to us about knowing your tenants. Learned a couple things today. Make sure you use data to get to know your tenants. Build your business plan around that data, and then put the work up front to benefit on the back end, which is, finding that data, looking into who's going to live in that area, and you'll be purchasing assets that benefit you in the long run. So if you can tell the listeners where they can find out more about you.
Sure. So to find out more about the SEOTA process in general, there's a book called Buy, Rent, a Profit, goes into it. So definitely recommend that if you want to learn more about that. For me personally, you can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn. You can go to my website, kronosinvestmentpartners.com, or you can just shoot me an email at fritz@kronosinvestmentpartners.com, and we can schedule a call and hop on. I love talking with people. So
Fantastic. All right. Thanks for listening in, everyone. If you like this episode, please head over to iTunes and Stitcher. Give us a like, subscribe, and review so we can continue to grow this podcast. We'll talk to you next week. Hey, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in. We really appreciate your support. If you're interested in learning more about APT Capital Group and speaking to someone on our team, click on the link and schedule a call with us. We're here to help, and we'd be excited to speak with you and get to know more about you and your goals. Talk to you soon.